the YouTube instead of StreamYard. So let's see how that works. But I have a lot of videos to delete here. Now I gotta so I'm sorry guys. I am not too happy about this. So let me just real quick. I mean, I've been doing this almost 4 years now, and I've never had these issues. And um, so we got I'm gonna until some people kind of roll in. I'm gonna delete. I'm gonna delete. Look at that thumbnail, even. Oh boy, it's all squashed in. I don't know why. So I have to upload. It's clear. Oh, okay. Yeah. See. So why? It must be a StreamYard thing. Okay. Yeah, yeah. All right. So what I got to do is, what I got to do, folks, is it's hard to read the chat on here. So what I'm going to do is upload. I'm going to do YouTube on my screen, and much better. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Craig. Yeah. I mean, who knows? I mean, obviously, and I checked the internet. So again, whoever's watching, I'm sorry. I am frustrated as hell about it. So let me. But we only got one person in here now. See, they probably all gave up on me tonight. Sons of bitches. Yeah, Craig, I got you on my phone, so it's hard to look at the same time. So let me. Damn. Okay. Streaming from phone. Let me put that there. Damn it. Boy, this is making me. Just pisses me off. Sorry, guys. Just. How many times do you need to. Boy, is that frustrating. So probably, maybe some people just gave up on me. I had like 11 in here. They finally just said to hell with it. Let's all go to bed. So what I'm doing is I'm having to go into YouTube while I'm here and change this around and try to pay. I can't pay attention. So what I'm going to do is going to watch the chat from YouTube. But I don't know why. I just don't understand why it was so blurry. And I don't know. I don't know why. So let me give me a couple minutes, folks. You can't do those. Yeah, you can't do those. Craig, are you working right now? Boy, I mean, that was terrible. Man, there's only 3 people in here. See, they gave me a chance and I screwed it up. Well, I didn't. I mean, I've done this before. It's not like I'm a newbie. Damn it. Hey, is this live now? Let me see. It says it has no. Is that wait a minute? No, I'm looking at the other one. So I'm trying to do is copy and paste. Yeah, there's only 3 people in here. See what happens? Yeah. See, I don't even know if notifications go out the same way. Hold on. Or they probably looking at the thumbnail thinking, oh, that's the failed one, and don't even realize, oh, there's 4 people in here now. If you're in here, say hello. I'm going live from the phone, but I'm going to be able to see the chat on YouTube. So, but what I have to do is because I can't edit from the, so I have to, I'm making sure the settings, making sure the settings. All right. Hey. Oh, hey, Bonnie. Welcome. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It says streaming from phone. I never seen that before. I don't go live much no more, so I don't. It's not like I don't know what I'm doing, but oh, that's a little bit of a terrible angle, though. Hmm. Okay. Hello, Bonnie. Oh yeah, see it says, and I don't know why on the phone there's like a crown. Why is there a crown? Don't know. All right, so what I got now? I got to delete these. I'm doing okay. I got doctor's appointments the next 2 days, but thank you for asking. Um, I'm just frustrated that the way this whole thing worked here. And I got to remember, I'm so used to looking up the camera there, and I got to look down here to, pay attention and stuff like that. So, yeah. That's terrible. 32 views on the. Yeah. Terry, he passed away too. I don't. So, yeah, so am I. Yep. So, how's everybody doing tonight? Like I said, I guess the people kind of. What are you all set up? You got your Christmas tree up? Are you um, doing any Christmas shopping yet? Yeah, I guess they're doing fine. I haven't talked to them for a while. Thank you for asking. Okay, Bounty. Still working on. I tell you, doing this by yourself. I don't know. Yeah, on YouTube too, you can't invite people on the chat with you. Oh, that's weird. I could see the comment on my phone, but can't see it on the computer yet. Kyle Elliott, how you doing, sir? Thank you for stopping in. I do appreciate it. Sorry for a little bit of confusion. I got a GI Joe lunchbox ornament from Donna. I'm guessing you weren't at the auction last week. Even has it. Oh yeah, I think I saw that. No, I can't be there all the time because I mean she's on all the time. So that's her job. That's what she does. I only participate in auctions. I don't know. I did the Black Friday marathon. I did the Christmas in July, and I probably do about 8 a year with T. And I did with Pam and Mr. Buys a lot. Went down to South Carolina. Oh, sorry to hear that, Terry. I'm not. If you have any kids or not. Um, yeah, yeah. It's never fun around the holidays. Sometimes, especially when you lose family around the holidays. Our neighbor just passed away, and he was only 64 years old. So I learned that today. But Yeah. Oh, you have three grown children? Okay. Well, I'm not sure what your plans are, but hopefully you can get together with them and enjoy each other's company and try to make the best of it. You know what I mean? I don't know how many people in here right now are resellers. I kind of feel like amateur hour here. I'm located here in Pennsylvania, and the it's cold and a little blistery and wintry here. Oh, thank you. I try. Where are you from, Terry? 9 people are back. Who's in here lurking and not saying hello? So sorry, it took me 3 times. I was having a problem with my stream area. Oh yeah, Gordon, it's a lot harder, much harder. Last year, honestly, um, oh Cincinnati last year, yeah, it was honestly the reason that it was better last year is because people were staying at home and you became more of a service of running for stuff because people didn't want to leave the house that they were so some people were so deathly scared or really took the rule about staying home to heart and didn't get out, so people were willing to pay a premium for stuff more than so this year. And I noticed that actually last summer that people basically, hey Mike, thanks for stopping. I noticed last year when my busiest month last year was April, when basically the whole country was shut down except for the essentials, and I was running around for stuff, and honestly, one of the biggest things I was selling was hair dye, and that typically sells for let's say $10, $12 at your Walmart, CVS. I mean, they have cheap ones for $5, but you could just honestly you could make $3 or $4 on top of that. So when you had the demand to get stuff, now as far as this Christmas, again, it's I've noticed a big change in eBay and Amazon since the checks got cut off in September. So when the checks got cut off in September, I noticed immediately that just people's you know, I don't want to say disposable income, but that extra cash coming into the house. Because you got to keep in mind there was a lot of people getting, last year they were getting $600 extra a week. So if you had a couple, they were getting $1,200 a week, $4,800 just from the federal bonus, and then it got down to 300. This year, but that all dried up come September the 4th and is no longer available. And I've noticed that people are, and I've noticed it in the price of baseball cards and things that have dropped. For me, what I'm planning to do, and this was a mistake that I made, and I should have done it last year, was I kind of got spoiled by the demand of Amazon, and I should have been better listing on eBay and stuff like that. And but to me, it's a different product. The stuff that you're selling on Amazon is stuff that is new and replenishable. Where I'm not saying those things don't sell on eBay, but no one goes over to eBay to buy a box of Fruit Loops, for example. But they will buy it on it. So if I can buy a box, and I'm giving that as an example, if I can buy a box of Fruit Loops for $2 and sell it for $2.50 on Amazon and make 50 cents, but sell 1,000 boxes a month, but on eBay you're not going to sell 1,000 boxes of Fruit Loops unless they're, I mean, it's just sometimes silly some of the rare stuff. Yeah, RA is hard, and RA is a lot harder this fourth quarter just because also the margins are screwed up, and the price is not there to. I guess what you got to do is you got to buy the price right so that you could sell it and still compete with Walmart, Target, and everybody else, and that's the situation there. But and there's not really, I don't know, is there really any hot toy? What happens obviously with a hot toy, there's always a premium that you're selling it because the demand is there, and people want it, bad enough for that to happen. See, that's the thing too, Craig. You can't invite people on to kind of chat with you, so it's kind of hard because I feel like I'm talking to myself, but I'm talking to you guys, and that interaction with somebody else or someone to it's not there. So sometimes, uh, it's you got to get used to that because I'm like, why is no sound coming from the computer? Well, and when you do the auctions, you kind of you hear somebody, so I'm not hearing that right now, so. But I've been listing more and more stuff on my eBay store personally. I have 702 items, where a couple months ago I only had about 250, 300 items. Am I selling more? Yes. I'm not selling at the rate that I would like to, the sell through rate, but adjusting prices and really trying to get a variety. Hey, Schreiker, thanks for coming in, sir. Yeah, hey, what I've been doing, guys, the people that were mods, when I wasn't going live no more, I don't know what was going on, but some comments were disappearing and this and that. And somebody told me the other day that wrenches weren't there. And I said, oh, okay, when I go live, the same people that I had, I'll just assign their wrenches. And so it must have been when I changed the setting on to make sure that, and I don't go live much. So I was like, so, it is nothing personal. I know somebody told me the other day, I guess that was a little bit of the subject when I missed my premiere. So I do apologize. Don't take it personal or nothing like that. Honestly, I don't mind giving wrenches out to people that show up in my chat and people that I know. I mean, there are a lot of people I don't know. They watch and stuff. So, but my plans are, and thank you guys for being patient enough to come back. And just like the thumbnail said, nobody's on. New month, chat, what's up? I'm still up. And plans ahead. No, I want some people to have wrenches in case some fools come in and they try to do things they shouldn't do and destabilize the live and stuff like that. But um, for me, Amazon is getting, and I'm going to do a video on it one day, but I don't want to sound like I'm complaining about Amazon, but it's getting tougher and tougher because um, brands are doing things that they shouldn't be doing. They're making counterfeit claims. They're saying that, oh, you don't have permission, even though you're not gated, and um, it's just getting tougher. It's at a point that was another thing, and I didn't make no notes here because yeah, for sure. I am down for November. I think it was 45% Schreiker from last year, and I really think I'm going to be down about 45% next month. And one of the reasons is there was two toys that I was selling that was selling very well that I could find, and those toys aren't available no more, and I can't find them. And it's not that I was making a lot on the toy. I was making like $5, $7, but it was at that $20-$25 price point. It was first class, and I could make $5 to $7, and I could sell 300-400 of them. So it's not that I was getting rich or making like I see these people doing they're doing 100. I mean, there's one guy that posted he did he does $200,000 in December. I don't do that, and but yeah, I agree. Fourth quarter is definitely. Well, I just saw the recent news, and I don't know if you guys been watching. I mean, the market also is doing terrible. Things are down and prices, and then that's the thing they don't realize. The government's finally waking up that the inflation is here. I mean, you basically had gas that went from. I'm here in Pennsylvania. We're paying $3 and about 65 cents. This is basically what I'll tell you. It was Gordon. It was two toys that I used to be able to find at like Walgreens or Rite Aid, and it's just not. You can't find it. And I know I've talked to somebody else that used to sell the same toy, and because those stores have changed Uh, and it could be, to be honest, that last year with COVID, a lot of people not being out, a lot of people adjusted their buying. I think there's a couple things, but some of this is just guessing. Stuff could be stuck on cargo ships. Stuff could be less ordered because it didn't sell through at the store. When these stores got to sell this stuff off at clearance, I'm sure they sit down and say, "Hey, we shouldn't be ordering maybe this much." And a lot of times when they're ordering and they're basing it on last year's sales, and nobody, like, oh, we got to kind of, I've seen that happen many a times. Budgets and stuff. I know, that's another thing. I've got a squirrel moment here because I have things popping up on my. I have things popping up. I don't know if anyone's seen that Nula on the notepad. So, uh, I've been getting, and yeah, I did a virus and it says nothing, but sometimes I'm getting stuff popped up on my computer, and I feel like there's something going on with it. Yeah, Bonnie, I think it's a combination of things. I really, um, you know, uh, you know, I ultimately think though, and this is my personal opinion, I think there will always be online shopping, but I think there's going to be a risk in the future that the consumer will sometimes say, you know what, it is cheaper to go to the store because the shipping costs are getting so high. Um, right now, I mean, there are instances where you could buy, like, say, a $5 or $6 item, and it's cost there are items that I buy to sell that are costing, let's say, $5 to $8, and it's costing more to ship the item. People don't realize, right off the bat, 35-40% goes for shipping and Amazon right off the bat. So if you sell a $20 item, you pretty much got to figure $8 to $10 is just going to cover shipping and Amazon fees. Yeah, yeah, Schreiker, because what'll happen is you're probably right, because some of that stuff will they'll have too much, and waiting for, I'd like to talk to someone in retail. Did they make adjustments? I remember, I'll give an example, guys. I remember last year at Dollar General when I was doing, and I had shopped 800 stores last year, and I was going into Dollar General, and there I was finding 75% off to 90% off of name brand clothes. And you say, oh, what clothes do they sell at, Dollar General? Well, they were selling like jackets, sweatshirts, not the no brand names. So I mean, I was buying sweatshirts and jackets for roughly $5, but they cost me, and they traditionally would sell for $20, $25 with tags, and I sell those sometimes online here, like one of them with a bottle opener, two bottle openers or something like that, $20, and when you figure it out, it cost me $8 to $10 a ship. The fee, I'm making $3 or $4. So shipping is I think. Hey Donna, what's up? Shipping, I think, is ultimately going to kill sometimes. Even for resellers that want to sell, that's going to kill, because it just gets to the point where, I mean, when does it stop? When does it, when does it get to a point where, the item is $25 to buy it through online, but yeah, I could pick it up for $18, at the store. It all depends how many items you're getting. We used to have a hardware store in town, and let's say a wrench was $15, but that same wrench is $10 at Lowe's, 30 minutes away. Well, yeah, but you're going to drive a half an hour, and you're gonna spend an hour back and forth, 15 minutes in a store, and then you're going to spend another $5 in gas. So sometimes then you got to figure out, what is your time worth, and gas is worth something. That's one thing. I don't know if people realize what Amazon has done this year too. Automatic returns. You don't even have to approve them. And you used to be able to charge, like, if someone sent back, let's say, a $40 item, and it at the rates that they allow customers to print through their agreement with UPS, they can send that item back for typically $5. Now, if I had to ship that, it would be like $12. Oh wow, thank you. I appreciate that. Can I highlight that on here? I don't know. Oh, that's very nice. 9.99. Thank you, sir. That was really nice of you. Oh, I wish I could hide. I'm doing this live from my cell phone, so I apologize that I can't highlight. But everybody, thanks Terry Malico. He says thanks again for the update on my question. Buy yourself a coffee. Take care, Terry. Thank you. I appreciate that, and I hope you have a Merry Christmas and with your three kids. And oh, Donna, you came in for 2 minutes and then you're running. Come on. But thanks, Terry. I appreciate that. That was very nice. Gordon, I don't know, and I'm not gonna look. I've been a reseller full time now the last 2.5, 3 years roughly. I used to call myself a hobbyist before, but basically I've been on Amazon for about 3 years, and there is no magic book to learn all this stuff. You learn a lot as you go, and um, things change. Things change all the time, and it used to be like, for example, 3 months ago, if I had someone return a pair of boots and it cost me, hey, Carol Ann, thank you for the hamburger super sticker. It's popping up, and I'm sorry I can't. Oh, yeah. See, I'm on my cell phone because I was having problems with StreamYard. But thank you. I'll call you out. Thank you, Carol Ann 12666. Thanks for the late night burger. I appreciate that. $1.49 super sticker. Thank you. But you used to be able to, like it would cost me $12 to ship, and then $6, $7 for it to come back. I used to be able to deduct that $6 or $7. Now Amazon said nope, they approve it right away, and that's it. And sometimes I'm waiting like 2 weeks for stuff to come back, and I don't even have it yet. And it's like, come on, like I'll look in. Susan, I actually got a little bit. I don't want to say bad news, but a little bit of mixed news. And I got to go for an ultrasound tomorrow, and go at the cancer center, the imaging center, and then the cancer center on Friday. So I have to get healthier. So I don't know if you guys are following me, but I've had cancer and surgery and radiation, and I basically have a rare blood cancer now, and I have to stay. I should start staying away from hamburgers and those things, but start eating more healthier, and drop honestly about 40, 50 pounds, and that's going to be a goal that I will really try to focus on in 2022. Just if I want to be around longer. I'm only in my 40s, and to deal with this stuff. So yeah, I wasn't taking it serious up until probably about 5 or 6 months ago, and yep, that's what I got to do though. So wow, that is great. Yeah, when I was in for surgery, I was down to like 240, and I'm holding around 280 right now. But no, I just got to get healthier. Got to get back into a groove and a mentality. But you're kind of when you're a reseller, you're constantly chasing it and trying to do the right thing. And um, sometimes I wish, and it's hard to motivate yourself, and you get very bored, and stuff. It and obviously with last year and everything. So, but and trying to do this business, trying to do YouTube and stuff like that. So I really don't go live, even and that's another reason why I don't go live much is, when I started this channel, I really wanted this to be a the life of a reseller, and part of it, was going to Knoebels, and one of the things buying a lawnmower. And when you get monetized doing a channel, you kind of hope sometimes maybe one of those videos go viral, like one of my like Paul Jr. Designs. That's actually my top video. But the problem is kind of when you're all over the place, it seems like sometimes if people are just going to go live, because People just want to, people don't go back and typically watch lives. Now, will there be some people say, oh, Patdees was on, I'm going to go check out what he said a day or two ago? Yes, but a year from now, nobody's going to be watching this. I have that Paul Jr. designs that I did, where I checked out his motorcycle shop, and I did that video 2 years ago, and that gets views every day. It now has 37,000 views. And the Subway one, what I did with Malad, and I went to the Sopranos house and went and visited Malad because we used to be a Subway owner, and I'm like, that's I can relate to that. But yeah, Susanette is great. I always love to hear those stories, and it's definitely a lifestyle change, and that's great. I'm really happy for you. Yeah, and you do feel better. I got to get myself, and that's why I kind of joking around. It's 1:15 in the morning here. I've kind of got myself in this pattern where I'm not going to bed till 4 or 5 o'clock, and I typically getting up around 9 and kind of laying back down, and really not kind of. Then it's like our post office closes a half an hour for lunch, and just got myself. Now I didn't take no nap tonight, so I'll probably get to bed around 3 o'clock, and then if I sleep till 9, that's fine because I gotta be over for an ultrasound, and I got packages and errands to run around and stuff to do. So, you know, I like I there's aspects of lives that I like going because I like talking to you guys and like hanging out and having people come on, but and then there's things I just don't like about live anymore, and you got to be in the mood to talk and stuff. And Susan still have ways to go, but definitely oh, for sure. We mean you might close down our hot dog cart and open up a maybe we'll open up a sugar-free icy cart. No one's gonna get salads from a cart unless it's got some excellent ranch dressing or something like that. I've been binge watching Kramer Seinfeld on Netflix, and I like that to watch those comedy things. For a long while, I was watching Richard Pryor and his stand-up comedy every night for probably two months because it was just so damn funny, and I always wanted to go to bed on a laugh, and it was funny. So, but I went live because I didn't see no one else was live, and I just kind of wanted to work in the background and lurk. And I only have I had about 15 packages, but I have like 3 ones today. I have a book, lipstick, and some makeup, and I have a box here that I'm sending into Amazon Direct. That stuff is dated, that doesn't expire. Even that's another thing. Someone had, it was Gordon, had asked me about one of the easiest things is to get into is groceries on Amazon, but I'm running into issues where sometimes people are how do you make counterfeit rice? There was a grocery store in my area. Um, there was a grocery store in my area that basically was closing like a lot of Indian food, and I got rice and got it at a good price, and even the price that I was selling at was, and that's the key sometimes, getting that stuff for 75-90% off because they just want to get rid of it instead of donating or throwing it away. And I could sell it at a competitive price that, compared to Walmart and everybody else. But someone said, oh, I had like the brand, so there went 5 bags of rice. Yeah, it was only $15, but it's like, come on. And switching my sleep schedule was huge. I used to be going to bed at 4, so sleep is a huge part of health. Take some small. I agree. I've done it. I've been up and down for years on and off, and honestly, a lot of times it's just more of a mental issue. Um, yeah, Gordon. And I'm glad you actually brought that up. Is another thing I'm going to give you an example. I have a couple listings that are inactive to potentially high prices, right? So for example, I have an item 849. I'm making like $1.50 off it, right? There's people in there selling it for 11, 9, and there's even times I'm cheaper than Amazon, and they're telling me and it's like I should call them up on the phone and get to them and say, hey, what the heck is going on? And it's a bunch of BS, and I'm not trying to sound negative on Amazon. I'm so grateful that they allow third parties and stuff like that, but I mean, come on. I mean, um, just dumb stuff that sometimes I see, and I mean, I don't get it. I mean, I don't know if everybody, if you sell on Gordon, you must sound like you do. But last year, I wound up giving $400 worth of free stuff away because people didn't. They said stuff got lost. 3 days later, oh, it showed up at their house, and you can't file a claim with the post office if it says delivered. And guess what? And I've heard stories of people out of thousands of dollars. So last Christmas, but I was busy. So I guess you took it as a cost of doing business. And out of all that $400, that was approximately 18 packages, there was only one person that said, "Oh, could you bill me?" And I found out later, I guess Amazon was allowing people that you could bill them by PayPal, but I was like, well, no, I can't. I can't do that because you can't be trying to do something that's shady or something like that. Gumpa Bill said he missed it. I'm getting some comments on some of my videos. So let me read a little bit in chat. Make sure I'm not missing something. Yeah, I think so too. I think honestly, yeah, and that's the thing, Gordon. I don't know how long you've been selling on Amazon. I know it's not a quick rich scheme, Patdees said. Um, but I mean, you gotta make money doing it, and if you're willing and I'm not talking just RA. I mean, there's times I'll buy a store will close down, and it's all stuff that's within code. I'm not going to name the brand right now, but I had a brand try to commit fraud and claimed I sold them counterfeit stuff. And the guy called me at our number and threatened me. And I had a talk with Amazon about it, and they didn't give him his money back. And they said, "Oh, he's not the owner." I said, "Yeah, he is." I said, "Let me tell you, how do I know his address? How do I know where he lives?" And because he had it sent to his home address, and I knew his name, and I did, and look, I said, "Look him up on LinkedIn," and sure enough, he was the CEO of the company. Okay, Bonnie, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Craig, are you still in here? Or did you go back to bed? Oh, Striker, you've been selling on Amazon 20 years. Wow. You never realized that. You're always so quiet and you're kind of in the background modding and never knew that. Just books. I've been selling on Amazon 20 years. I'm sick and tired of them. I spend 98% of my time on eBay this year and let Amazon coast. And I know, and I've had friends tell me in the past, Pat, you got to keep listing. You got to list on eBay, and I do. Um, because you could sell a lot of one-offs and the margins could be so much better. The lure of, I mean, I met a guy that sells $3 million on Amazon, and the margins are low, but there's just so much BS that you'll have to put up with that sometimes that it's scary to have that kind of revenue. And the guy said he has no debt, and to have that kind of inventory, and at any minute they could basically suspend you and shut your store down, and you could be sitting with $200,000 worth of inventory, and what are you gonna do? Go dump it on eBay and give it away? That's not good either. So I don't know. And again, I don't want to sound, I'm very grateful that Amazon allows third party and stuff like that. But you know, there's just got to be a better. It's just frustrating because I've already sent things in that they said I could sell. 3 weeks in, they get it in. 2 weeks in after that, oh, you can't sell this. Then I gotta spend money to ship it back to me. So not only did it not sell and it wasn't on there, and then I got to send it back. It's just ridiculous. And I'm trying to think of that happened with honestly that happened with Skechers. I was buying in the beginning. I bought Skechers sneakers from a Kohl's department store, and it wasn't a lot of them. It was only I did one pair of this, one pair of that, and yep. And shoes, shoes aren't cheap. They're big boxes. Shoes are, and So I learned. I don't know about you, Schreiker, but right now I'm probably at 90% FBM. FBM, if anybody's watching, that means fulfilled by merchant versus FBA, fulfilled by Amazon. So I don't, but I worry, and I worry when you're selling a variety of things that when people go onto Amazon and they create their shopping cart, for example, do they want it all together or do you lose a sale because it's going to come in a separate package? In other words, people want to say, hey, I got my whole, like this box. I got my whole box at one time and everything, like the 12 items are in there. They don't want 12 separate boxes from different, Hey, Kyle. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, and the only problem with FBM is when you need to go and do things in your personal life. I mean, obviously you could shut the store off, and but I hate that because you don't want to. At least with FBA, you could have stuff in the warehouse, and in a sense, you're still in business. Where, if I want to go to Florida once a year, that week I can't ship anything. I That happened to me. I went down to Florida in that one week with my son, and we shut our store. I shut the store off for 5 days. Now what I did is the way I did it over the weekend. I turned it back on Saturday, and immediately as soon as I turned it back on, I started getting sales within probably an hour, and I probably lost because Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, I think we flew down. It was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and we came home Monday. So then when I came home Monday, I did Saturday, Sunday orders. It was funny because I turned the store back on Saturday and it was like boom. I probably did $500. Sunday was slower, and then Monday was busier. But I lost Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, which if you were averaging, let's say $300 a day, there was $900 in sales gone. Yeah, that's true, and it lets people know that's the thing. That's where I got to become. Now, I did start my own website, the Traveling Picker, and I do have some things on there. I have Shackman on there that I bought bulk from Mr. Buys a Lot. Some the Patdees t-shirts, but I sold t-shirts on there so far. But that's only because I pushed them when I was on Tees, and I listed a box of the Mark McGuire. So eventually, the problem is because you got to kind of push it out. I guess when I sell on eBay, I could put a postcard inside the box and say, "Hey, I go visit my website, thetravelingpicker.com." But I was watching last night the Nurse Flipper, and I heard Crazy Lamp Lady Jocelyn was on there, and yeah, I'm going to. And especially, I think if you can get a following, like if you can get a couple hundred people to follow you and get some unique stuff that they can't just find anywhere, maybe unique collectible, unique glass, and offer it a little bit cheaper than eBay. I think I can do okay. It doesn't need. I don't need to do $1 million. At the end of the day, if I made $300 a week doing it, that would be great. I don't want to count on one thing. I like to do eBay. I like to do Amazon. I like to do my own website. I do the auctions, but not an. Yeah, Jocelyn does very well. She was funny because she lives here in Pennsylvania too. I've never met her. I've talked to her and commented on her videos and talked to her when she's in the chat, but I mean, I don't know if she even remembers me. I told her she has probably one of the best intro musics that she does on her video, so I enjoy it. But it was funny because I was in the Goodwill 2 nights ago, and a lady before me goes, "Hey, we were talking, and I told her this is what I, do." And she goes, "Do you know the crazy?" I didn't tell her I did YouTube. I just said, "Yeah, I buy things. I shop for others." That's a lot of times I say that I shop for others, and because I would do the Instacart grocery delivery, it's easy to kind of explain it away sometimes and not really have to get into details. But the lady in front of me goes, "Oh, do you know that Crazy Lamp Lady?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know her." I said, "Yeah, her name is Jocelyn," and she says, "Yeah, she was at the Kaiser Valley Goodwill, and ever since then they raised the prices." And they can't be talking about clothes because the clothes are set. Like one thing I do like about um, one thing I do like about Goodwill is if shirts are $5, they're $5. They're $5. They're $5. Now, if you go to Salvation Army, shirts could be $5, $3, $10. It's just crazy. I found a nice shirt, and that's the thing even too. You know, she said it yesterday on the live. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna grab something here real quick. Now, what I'm doing is I started listing some stuff yesterday, and you know, I don't want to get away totally from clothes because I think you can find some unique things there. Like I found this shirt yesterday, new. I mean, I'm finding some good things. I list it just in the last. See, what I'm doing too is now I'm learning is here's like new with tags. I'm listing things, putting an armpit measurement and then armpit measurement down. I learned that. But what I do like is I don't want to get it in my head that clothes are a pain in the butt to list, and because they're easy to ship, first class, and you know, I don't have to go too deep into it. Like I got a Luke Bryan t-shirt, Mickey Mouse. She says she sells a lot of her stuff to her subscribers. I wish, and I think there will be a way in the future because I heard that, you know, with the coupon, I'm hoping in the future that, you know, people will support you that do watch your YouTube channel, and you know, you can sell some stuff through there. Harry Tornado Josh, he sells a lot to his subscribers. I got some nice. I mean, here's a nice. I bought 2 Hawaiian shirts that are actually made in Hawaii. But what I'm doing, and I even actually, if the shirt looks a little bit dirty, I clean them. So I did launder 2 shirts yesterday and cleaned them, and they basically look like they were dropped on the floor in the back. But I listed like 15 shirts. I listed like 22 items in the past day. Now what I'm going to do is get to the point where I'm going to try to list about 150 items a week, so that I can kind of stay ahead of it. Because, you know, I feel, and that's one thing I even though I'm, you know, my sell-through rate is not excellent, I feel like I'm leaving opportunity there that I have the ability to still list 850 items, and yet I'm not doing it. And I feel like they can't sell if they're in the box. So what I'm trying to do as I do some of my, and I'm doing basically 2 or 3 videos a week. I like to do 3 every week, but to be honest, if they're not getting enough views, why focus and spend, like, until you build the audience up more and stay reliable, do 2 a week. But I'm trying to show, like, I have hauls from the Salvation Army, hauls from Goodwill, and, you know, what I'm selling stuff for. And as soon as I get it, what I'm trying to do is list it right away. Now, here's for an example, and this is where I got to go. And I found this nice shirt yesterday. Beautiful shirt. I wish it was my size. I would keep it, right? Look at the colors. I'll answer that, Gordon. This is a large, but there's no, I looked real close. There's no tag on it. There's no it's very soft, but I don't know what brand it is. And so I might have to list it just as a but it's kind of sad because it's beautiful shirt. And then I found this t-shirt yesterday. It says hollow, but I don't know. And sometimes I don't know. Look at the design on there, right? But I don't know. It says hollow, but I don't know. Like, I only paid $1 for it, so I took the risk for $1. You know, what could go wrong? It's only $1. Probably handmade in Hawaii. Okay, Gordon, if you were younger and starting new, would you rather run a Subway or be a reseller? Well, I'm assuming, Gordon, I don't know if you know me or not, and this is someone that might know me under another, I don't know. I have a background in Subway. I used to own 3 Subways. So in life, you can always be hindsight, but what one thing I learned with owning a Subway and owning a name brand, owning a franchise, having employed, even in my own restaurant, and 800 employees over basically 17 years, and even before that, supervising. I mean, sometimes, you know, being in charge of 45 employees. That business background, being in Subway and understanding margins, understanding business, understanding customer service, has done me good in reselling as far as understanding business. But it's just totally, one thing I do miss about Subway is going to a place every day, having a home, having a place that I could go to and have employees look up to me to, hey, what, me making those decisions, me waiting on customers, a lot of regular customers coming in and like, hey, Jim, how you doing? And are you getting a ham and cheese today? Yep. And how's things going? With that interaction, I miss a lot. Um, oh, okay. Joe Picker, welcome. I don't know who you are, but thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. So I do miss that interaction. Reselling, but I don't miss as you get older. And, I remember years ago when I was selling my Subways to get into a regular sit down restaurant. And like a 50-some-year-old guy called me up and he said, Pat, you're selling your Subways? And he goes, yeah. He goes, why? He goes, I'm getting out of the restaurant. He goes, because I'd rather get into like Subway where it's just so much easier. And I was like, I don't know. I guess some of the rules I didn't like and stuff like that. And hindsight, I made a mistake. I should have stayed into the Subway franchise just because of the brand name and really. But they made a lot of mistakes too because they were saturating the market. And in the past 3 years, there's over probably about 1,500 roughly, it might even be higher, 1,500 stores that closed because they were allowing them to kind of go based on population density. You could have a Subway here and 8 blocks away, they could open another one because, basically what they were saying is you could put one Subway for every 11, 12,000 people. And so if you had 36,000 people in a town, oh, there's room for 3 or 4 Subways. But then they would sometimes run into like, oh, captive audience in the mall, and didn't count that and stuff, and that made it hard. This is Coke Zero, and people said, oh, you shouldn't be drinking soda. It's Coke Zero. I get a little bit of dry mouth talking. That's the only thing going live, talking all myself. um, but yeah. So I would love to actually, and I've talked to the local college actually about maybe doing a special class, or even in the future, maybe, in other words, if you want to get into the restaurant business, I could tell you everything about it. I could tell food costs, what the margins are, what to look for, what rent you should pay. I actually did a lot of negotiations with rents and stuff like that. And out of 140 stores at that time when I was in it, in 10 counties, I was in the top 10. 2 of my stores. Now I owned 3 stores, but I never owned 3 at a time. I actually own always 2 at a time. I sold one. I built it actually because I did a lot of the work myself and unloaded equipment and did the negotiation. I sold one store. I built it for roughly 90,000, and I sold it for $250,000 a year later. But I had the sales to support it also because we were a busy store, and did very well with that. And honestly, that's what helped me buy the land I have and build this house. And then I got, I even went to school for real estate, but I wound up buying another Subway that an Indian person had bought, and he had fired the staff, and his sales dropped off 40%. He wanted me to buy it for $10,000 higher than he paid. I said, you destroyed the sales. Why would you come in and fire the staff? No, not on a $5 foot long, really no more. Well, basically on a $5 foot long, you gotta make it in volume. Typically, the food cost is around 33%, as low as 28%, and then your labor cost. What's really hurting now is the cost of labor. And food cost is going up because labor cost at at places that cut the meat or make the dough for the bread, their cost is going up too, so that is pushing food cost up also. But I would actually love, and I talked to the local college actually about 2 weeks ago, is maybe have a class come in with about 20 students, charge about 20, $25, and basically have like an hour or 2 class where people would come in, and I would have a screen set up with a whiteboard and talk about the I like to even do it in reselling. And I have a business background with all this that I think I could really in other words, supplement my income sometimes by doing that. and talking about those things, because there's a lot of people that get into, so many times I'll see people get in the restaurant business that are good chefs, but they're just terrible business people. Ultimately, my downfall in my last business was the place was too big for a seasonal area, and then I went and got sick, and got behind the eight ball a little bit, and the winter seasonality of a place just couldn't survive, and wound up closing it down after 12 years. So, and Gordon, back to your $5 footlong question, there is no really $5 footlongs anymore. I mean, go and look in. I mean, even like Jersey Mike's. I mean, it's $14 for a footlong. Typically, most sandwiches at Subway are $8, $9 a foot long. Unfortunately, Subway also ran into not only saturation issues, they ran into marketing PR issues with the Jarrett, being a weirdo, and the owner, Fred DeLuca, had died of cancer, and all that happened within like a year or two, and that was not good. And some other brands kept expanding and stealing market share, and that's what happened. But I would like to. There's things I would like to do. Actually, still, I'd like to maybe have a business in the future that is sort of like a business to business. Sometimes I wish I could actually be in an area, let's say, that had 300,000 people within 10 miles, and really sell my own stuff on Amazon and eBay, but be basically a logistics warehouse where you got someone who wants to sell on Amazon, that has the capital, but I would handle their shipping for them for maybe, let's say, $1 fee. And at the end of the day, if I know personally myself, I could probably process 1,000 packages a week, and at $1 profit per package, that'd be $4,000. Now, obviously, you would have overhead such as a warehouse, your insurance, your heating, your electric, and stuff like that. But sometimes, yeah, that's what I would really like to do. Is not have to necessarily worry about. Because what happens is people don't really understand, when you do Amazon FBA, you're paying to rent that space in at Amazon. Now, do I want someone to kind of come in and dump two tractor trailer loads of junk on me, and take up space, and you're having to deal with that, and it's not moving? Well, no, but then you would put some sort of agreement in there, and well, if this stuff doesn't move after 6 months, you either remove it at your cost, or we do something with it. But I wouldn't mind, for me, I think in everybody, depending upon what you do for where you live and stuff, my goal is eventually, as a couple, and my wife is still involved in Subway. Um, yeah, Gordon, I'll address that too, and I think your comments are very, very honest and polite, so I appreciate that. So, um, I've had people that years ago I used to play poker with, and some guy looked at me one time and said, Subway sucks. I don't go. And he used to just say that stuff to me just to be a jerk in front of the other guys. And I'd say to him, well, I'm glad the other 800 people that come in every week don't feel the same way that you do. Because Subway has I met Fred DeLuca. The guy was worth $1.5 billion. He says they don't make the best sandwiches. Basically, they wanted to make good quality food at a fair price. So it's not boar's head and stuff like that. They wanted to serve the market with that $5 footlong that the person. I mean, go out there now and try to buy a pound of roast beef, a pound of ham, a pound of turkey. Stuff is $10 a pound. And then some people, like, they want a pound of that on their sandwich. You can't do it. You can't sell a $6 sandwich and put a pound of meat on it. It's not going to happen. And you just can't. So. But you are right as far as Chipotle being a different, and Chipotle's not cheap. Go and buy. I eat at Chipotle. I like it because it's different. It's fresh. It's made right in front of you. But look at Five Guys. $18 for a cheeseburger, fries, and a drink. You got to take out a mortgage. I can't go there. I can't afford it. There is no like McDonald's combo meals there. If it was maybe closer to $15, but $18 to eat at Five Guys is definitely out of the ballpark. Yeah, I like that too, Joe. And what happens is, and a lot of people don't realize too. Typically, I don't know what it is now. And my wife would be able to tell me, but she's upstairs sleeping. um, I think it's probably around $3 for double meat. So if you want double meat, I mean, sometimes that, and there's the protein, but in all reality, sometimes you shouldn't be eat. We eat too much stuff that we shouldn't be eating, but because processed lunch meat is not necessarily always the best. And any place that you go to, hey John Jones, thanks for stopping in. Yeah, people got asking me about Subway, but going back to what I was talking about, my goal is, and I'm is in the future is that if me and my wife could make $75,000 being resellers, I'd be happy with that. One thing I do like about it compared to Subway is the freedom. When we were in the restaurant business, not so much Subway. Subway was different. Subway was different because Subway was honestly 15 years ago now my wife again is back involved in it the last 3 years, and she's management and oversees a bunch of stores. But back then, I mean, they were respectful. They worked for $6, $6.50 an hour, but there was no cell phones like they are now. There was no. I mean, one of my employees got me to go on MySpace. No, I went on MySpace. She got me to go on Facebook. I'm like, what the hell I want to go on Facebook for? And but then I did. I got on there, and then now you're kind of, if you're trying to be on YouTube and do things and promote and be a business, you kind of got to be on Facebook and Instagram and everything else. So it's a double-edged sword. But back then it was just so much different. Nowadays, I mean, nobody wants to come in the door for less than $12 an hour. It used to be that it was a good restaurants. I mean, I heard stories back in the day, like 90% of people worked in the restaurant business that, the kids would start as a dishwasher. The wife would sometimes work there for extra money while the kid, and then she could get home while the bus and things like that. And now it's not like that. I mean, these people walk in, and sometimes they work a week or two and they just quit. Oh, it was too hard. I don't want to do it. It's the attitude is terrible. So I don't want to. As you get older, who wants to put up with that? Scott, the bearded picker, he used to be in the restaurant. He wasn't an owner, but he was a supervisor, and and that's one thing that we related to. The freedom that you have reselling is, like I'm going away next week to pick up a big order in Ohio, and if I was at the restaurant, I mean, there was no like. I mean, I went to Florida. There are just things that you just couldn't do, and there was times that I missed weddings, and I do miss. I'm not gonna lie, I miss the people, and I was hoping that YouTube would kind of replace that. I was hoping that, but sometimes as I've learned with YouTube that it's hard to get close to people because of personalities and stuff like that. So it's tough. It's and I take things to heart and try to be a nice guy to everybody, but I can't win all the time. So, but I do miss that interaction with people. And sometimes I go in the chat, like I go in, like I said, tease once in a while, but sometimes I go in the chat and just to kind of interact with like you guys are doing in here, but no one's really talking to one another. Basically, people are just asking. People don't want to help do anything anymore in a job. Yeah, I know. I used to hate that. It's not my job. That's such a crappy attitude. One thing I'm proud to say is I don't think I fired 10 employees in my whole life. I always said if they lost their job, they lost it because of themselves. Now, we used to be pretty strict as far as call-offs and rules and stuff like that. You don't come in for 3 days, I don't hear from you. To me, you quit. Yeah, it is, and I think that and that some has to do with parents not willing to kind of say, hey, hey, if you guys are, yeah, I know I'm gonna sell myself, but hit the thumbs up if you can. I do appreciate you guys listening here. I was a little frustrated because I was trying to go live from StreamYard, it just wouldn't work, and I had to go live from the phone. So I do appreciate everyone that's listening. I was just kind of in the mood to want to go live. And it's funny because, I've talked for an hour here now with only basically 14 to 16. No, I think there was 21 people at the peak watching. So imagine if I could set up something at a local business hub or a university a couple times a year where people who are seriously considering being entrepreneurs that would want to talk and learn business and come in and that I could have these. I honestly feel sometimes with reselling that my knowledge and my background gets wasted. I mean, honestly, anybody can go, and that's how the get into reselling is relatively easy. Anybody can go and buy, let's say, Cabbage Patch Kid toy, or if it's selling, and say, oh yeah, this sells. Okay, yep, sells for $20. I can buy it for 10. The shipping is what gets complicated, but and do that where when I was in the restaurant business, I'd hire employees. If there was a maintenance issue, negotiate with the food vendors, go to food shows, and really have to make some major decisions that affected many times 40, 50 employees at a time. And do we close today because there's 2 feet of snow, or do we delay opening, and so we don't risk anybody's safety? I don't have to make those decisions no more, and sometimes I miss that. Yeah, it was a lot of stress on me and stuff like that, but there was an importance of doing that. Now, I'm like, okay, did I get the right size box, and did I bag it up right, and did I, now I guess you live with as a reseller, and I always hear that comment, the death pile. It's more of creating that. If you want to scale up, and that's what I have to do better, and many of us have to do, and is create a process that when stuff is coming in, that you're not just throwing it in a corner in a box or in a bag, and then basically doing that multiple times, and then looking at that pile and kind of saying, where do I start? um, you're better off that if you can kind of, and this is what I'm going to do with my garage, basically, is have like 2 tables set up and sort of create like like, okay, this is what I've been doing the last 2 or 3 weeks, and I've kind of forced myself with doing YouTube videos, that saying, hey, there's going to be people that are going to watch these videos. Maybe one of them is going to buy something that I just showed on that video. Get it on your eBay store. They're not going to buy it. Maybe one of those shirts. Someone says, Pat, and I take best offers on a lot of things. I'm not greedy. If I make $4 or $5 on a shirt, that's great. But throwing it in a pile in the corner is not going to. I always said, yes. We're all great at sourcing, but terrible at listing, in a sense. I'm a great sourcer, but a bad lister, and you got to create a I mean, honestly, if you depending on, in other words, when you start getting over $100,000 in sales, you got to really have some sort of inventory control process. But and I know when I went from having 200 items to one time having 1,200 items between 2 stores, and then it got to the point where it's funny because I had 4 boo-boos on the account in 1 year, and they took me down. But when they did that, a lot of listings got, like, I didn't know which ones, and it got a little worse, and I got deterred because I was busy with Amazon, and we basically closed down one store. We don't even list on that store anymore because of that. Now I'm at a point that everything I have listed, I can confidently say that I can find it. And I don't want to disappoint. I hate that. I don't want to disappoint people. Um, Wait a minute. Wait a minute. My eBay used to sit still for weeks because over the years I just really sold vintage Dodge parts online. I mix in retail. Oh, arbitrage. I thought they meant Arby's. If anyone doesn't know, I used to be on Scott's show, and we used to bust John Chartier's chops about Arby's coupons because he would always brag that he was the millionaire RV guy, and he said something about going out to eat. And I said, well, let's go to Arby's. I got coupons, and people kind of ran with that, kind of busting my chops about coupons. And I'm like, well, hey, if you're paying for it, it's buy one get one free. I'm getting the free because you're paying. So you're not really even paying for me. I'm getting it free. You're buying yourself. I'm just tagging you along, and I'm paying with my coupon. So that used to be, that. So, yeah. So actually, I just talked to John 2 days ago. So it's nice touching base with some old friends, and I do miss, I do miss 2 years ago when I used to do a lot of lives and introduced a lot of reselling people to the community and interviewed them. And, when I was doing the interviews, I always felt like I didn't care what they were. I always try to make them feel like they were a star and come on and share your journey and share your story, entrepreneurship. And I do miss that, but it was a lot of time and work and sacrifice to do that. And honestly, there was little reward by doing that because you only get like $1 a video, even with 400 or 500. Thank you, Susan. And I used to get a lot of compliments actually on that because, as you could tell, once I get going, I have the gift of gab but there were a couple people that I interviewed that and we're live, and I don't want to say anything. I never, honestly, I never try to say anything mean about anybody. I don't think, but sometimes, like, you think, oh, you get this friendship because you interviewed them, and then you kind of, hey, and never hear from them again. And I don't know. So that's kind of why. And I know people that have big successful channels, and they don't do no lives at all. But their lives, probably they still have their mom and dad in it, or things, they're content with what they're doing, and they have people in their lives. With me not having no parents, and having my wife and my 2 sons. Now my sons are older and they're doing their own things. My older son got married and he's been out of the house now for a little over 5 years, and my youngest son is actually going to turn 21 in 2 weeks here. So Big Red, be quiet. That's my youngest son. He's going to be 21. He's in there. So they're probably, he's up there. He just comes home. Was switched to second shift. So he's probably, oh my God, Dad's down there talking to nobody because I'm in here down in my basement office, and I'm just talking to the screen. And so he's got a good job, and I tell him all the time how fortunate he is at 21 to be having a good job. But now they're talking about layoffs in February, so he makes good money in that. I'm trying to teach him that while you're young and you still live at home, save your money and make some good choices. Don't spend it faster than it comes in. So it's not easy whenever you're whenever you're in business. By the way, have you heard from John? John who? Which John? Chartier? Joe? Or John Nevermore? Because I know John Nevermore was sick too, and I've been watching his videos and I commented on his videos, and I think he's doing better, but I don't want to speak for him. Oh, Chartier. Yeah, I talked to Chartier 2 days ago on the phone. Actually, he was hanging out with Steve Alcorn, and they knew I was calling because of caller ID, and they gave the phone to him. And Chartier used to always say that I was always so happy and giddy, and so I gave him the nick. He called me Happy, so I gave him the nickname Grumpy, and it stuck. And we bantered with one another. Yeah, but I'm hoping to see more people. The traveling picker, the channel. I used to just go with Patdees, and there was a couple videos I titled the traveling picker, and then in the about section, and he makes enough money that he can pay all the bills. I tell him, you get a girlfriend and save all her money, and you'll save money. I tell him. I mean, honestly, it's tough to be single out on your own. No, get a girlfriend and get out one day, because I don't want him living at the house forever. I need another storage room. Actually, I wouldn't mind actually eventually maybe making sort of like a little YouTube studio up there. And what I'm doing, and this is the thing, I don't know if you guys watch me or not, have noticed the last really 6 weeks to 8 weeks is everything's reselling content. No, don't say that. No, Susan. I want my kids to have kids. I didn't have no family, much of a family, and I would have loved to have more kids, but the restaurant took away from that. And it's one of the best things you can do is have kids, and man, try to raise them good and teach them love, and I'm not a regular dad. Like, we kid around, we laugh, but I have real conversations with my kids, and but my parents never told me they love me, and I tell my kids all the time. Um, but when they do something stupid too, I tell them that. So it's the good with the bad, and I want the best for them, and I'm hoping to be they remain in our lives for the rest of mine, and they're a blessing. So I really mean that. No, I know, Susan. Um, just for me with my situation, I'm happy to. I don't agree with them. Trust me, everything that they do. I mean, they do things sometimes that my son actually, he's up there. He knows. He's listening to me now. Him and his damn internet. Jeez, spending money on gaming. Yay, yay. Patdees. So, but he's got a good heart, and he's generous, and he's got good values that I like and stuff. But just gotta teach him. I haven't talked to his daughter in a while. Um, his eBay account probably had something to do with the social security number that was tied, and they can't sell stuff underneath somebody else's social security number because of PayPal, and that's the situation there. Um, it's very difficult to ask, like, how do you ask, like, oh, just recently, it was her birthday, and I said happy birthday, and but I don't want to be a pest and be like, well, how do you think they're going at Christmas time, and to lose your mom and dad, it's not good. So I try to give them space, and yeah, it's very difficult and sad, and never will forget, and yeah, there's been some sad times the last 2 years, and I wish sometimes people would pull together more and be loving and more supportive of one another. But Facebook, politics, COVID has really divided people, and it's sad. I just wish we'd have a little bit more mutual respect for one another, and you know, life is short, and I could tell you many examples that prove it why it's so short, and yeah. Yeah, that's the drawback of California. But we used to do the same. Oh, Joe, no, Joe, not me. Joe, we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have online. I struggled. My parents had their priorities screwed up, and we didn't have money. I went out and cut grass and did things, shoveled snow to make money. In a sense, what I did is I probably spoiled my kids, and out of love, and wanting them to have more than I had. But at sometimes, that comes at a price, and there's really never really been no hardship for my. I mean, I used to have to borrow. We used to borrow food from the neighbors and things like that, and they never had to do that. I think as a parent, you're supposed to be looking out for your kids and be responsible, not have them knocking on the door. We used to knock on the door. We'd go and buy a 10-cent pack of Kool-Aid and go knock on the neighbor's door to borrow a cup of sugar. It was crazy. And it's weird to think that when I say, wow, when you sell $10,000 a month worth of stuff as a reseller, and you're like, holy crap. I mean, I don't. There was years like with my dad, and it was $10,000 was 8 months worth of Social Security and welfare. My dad had me late in life, and unfortunately didn't have his priorities in line, and that's why he died young. Um, and we struggled. We struggled, and I always said to myself, I never want to struggle like that. And I tell you, when I got into the restaurant business when I was 29 years old, and man, I was busy every year. I was doing something, and kind of when all that kind of came crashing down, it became a little bit depressing for me to kind of like, whoa, what am I going to do? And I mean, there's aspects I like. Reselling is you're constantly learning too. If you want to expand it into niches or new things, you got to learn, but you got to don't learn by finance. Don't go out and buy $5,000 worth of something because someone says this sells. Maybe it doesn't sell. Maybe the $5,000 would take you 10 years to sell. Who knows? But maybe go out but don't be afraid to kind of step up if the opportunity's there for the right reason. You know. Susan says, I want them to go and be successful and they save all they make. One's still in college. I'm just anxious to see them do their own thing. I moved out from my parents at 17 right after graduation. Yeah, I moved out at 17. My dad was in the hospital actually, and my mom threw me out when I was 12. So I moved out when I was 17, and I was a father already at 17. My wife is 2.5 years older than me, and so I kind of had to grow up a little bit with my older son, and I still, even though I had the age and the drive, I was still a little bit immature. Yeah, exactly. I agree with that, and I don't know if you guys know or not, but I'll put it in here, and if you guys do me a favor, even if you don't get a chance to watch it, subscribe to my other channel called Money Me. And honestly, that's part of the success that I had being able to buy my own restaurant and do things was that I invested and saved things. But if you guys click on that link, it's my other channel called Money Me, and basically that channel is growing, and I've gained. I got 2,000 views on that in 4 videos, 4 or 5. No, I'm sorry, 4 videos. No, probably about 9 videos in the past 2 weeks. But over there, I'm talking about Social Security, retirement, stocks, and not every subject that I touch on will be something that you'll be interested in. But you're never too old to learn. And these kids at 25, if you work at a place and you have a 401k, and if you put $20 away a week, basically $1,040 a year, and you have a company that's willing to match it, and the tax policies are set up for you to incentivize you to save taxes and give you a tax credit at the end of the year, why wouldn't you do it? Even if that account grows at nothing, you basically double your money every year. You're just, in other words, what you're putting in because of the employer match. So why wouldn't you do it? So if you guys get a chance, please go over to that channel and help me out and subscribe to it. If you guys are watching this on the replay, and I think I'll have the live chat replay, I'll have to maybe click a bar to a process, or go underneath my channels, underneath the top of my page, and see. And again, this is all going to be reselling related. I'm actually going to I've done some interviews. I've bought and sold baseball cards, and people said to me, "Oh, someone criticized me. Oh, people don't want to see, your interviews with the tops, Buying and selling cards is a legitimate reselling business. Come on. And having some backstory interviewing the artist was fun for me, and kind of like, hey, this is like a cool moment. But I'm going to be interviewing. I just talked to a guy a week ago who's made like $86,000 this year doing NFTs and works with tops. And I'm going to be doing an interview with him in New York City, and we're going to put that on my Money Me channel. And this gentleman did $800,000 last year, and 3 years ago pretty much didn't have nothing to his name. And when Tops took off and the COVID was shut down, was very successful. Yes, Susan, I agree. And, when you're in your 20s, basically putting away $100 a week, you do that from, let's say 25 to 65, you can wind up with easily $250,000, $250,000 to $400,000 just by putting $40,000 away. So I am going to talk on the Money Me channel about NFTs. Now, again, that's not reselling related, so that won't be here. That would be over on the Money Me channel. I'm going to talk about, different business things over there. Basically everything here will be reselling related. I want this YouTube to work, and I have to take advice from people. And I've been talking to Josh Harry Tornado a little bit, and now obviously not everybody's not going to share all the insides of what's going on, and it helps when you collab with people and stuff a little bit. but you still got to be able to put the content out. I mean, last month I was down with the Jeebus treasure hunt with Jeebus family down in Virginia, and they shared my video, and I gained like 100 subs, roughly. I think it was like 82 subs. In here, I can even look. Let me see. That's one thing is you can look at the analytics. That one got 2,700 views. Hold on, let me pull that. Now I'm curious. I can't share it because I'm on my telephone. Telephone makes it sound like it's like I'm some old guy with putting a quarter into the thing. So my I did that video November 11th. It has 2,600 views, and that they shared out, and I gained 74 subscribers. How much did I make off of that? $15. So, I'm not getting rich, but it helps. And I talked to them, and every year and that's one thing I miss about being in the restaurant business. I used to do a lot with the Knights of Columbus, Salvation Army, and things, and we used to have a special dinner at our place where we gave people free meals and stuff, and now I can't do that, and that's why I've been trying to sell the t-shirts on my page. See you, Susan. I've been trying to sell the t-shirts on the Traveling Picker because I'm using that money to go to Virginia next month to, we're giving toys and want to give gift cards to, so they have the ability to, because they do YouTube, that they, make money from doing that. I only make like $3 a day from doing videos. So, I mean, there's not much you're going to do with $3 a day. Honestly, it costs you $80 in gas to go back and forth. But the plan is to go with about $500 worth of toys and a couple $100 in gift cards. And so I'm going to be doing that in about 2.5 weeks with Treasure Hunting with Jeebus. And I'll be down there, helping them with the, families, because it's nice because of the big scale and things that they can do, and I can help them and be part of something that's nice and big, and I don't have to, because I don't even know who I would connect anymore with people around here and stuff, and I've always wanted to do YouTube also to give back and do those type of things, but it's not easy. So I didn't have any. I said Q&A. Oh no, there were people that asked questions. Gordon was asking a lot of questions actually, and so did the guy early in the chat. I forget Terry. So I'm gonna probably leave it. It's almost an hour and a half there. Terry, thanks for the $9.99 super chat, and Carol Ann, thanks for the super chat. I appreciate it, and thanks for everybody that was hanging out tonight. And I don't know, I just felt spontaneous and wanted to do it, and it was nice seeing some of you guys. I know sometimes the different girls are on at night, and I didn't see anybody, and I was like, let's go live and kind of chit chat a little bit, and kind of glad I did actually though, because sometimes it's good to talk about things and get things out of your system and just kind of share with you guys. So I do appreciate the support. Schreiker, thanks for always supporting me, sir. I appreciate you, and you guys have a great night, and take care. And if you haven't subscribed already, click the subscribe button. Doesn't cost nothing. All right, bye guys.